Everyone, today we will learn about Java language 3.3 use of control structure, sequence control structure, selection control structure, repetition, while, for, counter control or sentinel control structure, construct program using control structures, explain types of programming errors, syntax error, runtime error and logic error. Okay, we go through Java control statement. So we already know that there are three control structures: sequence, selection and repetition. So we given focus to selection and repetition. Selection means we have if statement, if else statement or nested if statement. If statement means single selection, if else statement means you have dual selection, nested if means you have multiple selection. And one more is switch and case. In metric syllabus we didn't focus on switch and case, and you no need to worry about that. So and you no need to focus on switch and case. But in terms of you want to know how many selection statement there are if else and switch case. Okay, for iteration statements, repetition or looping, so we have while, do while, for. So far you learn about while only. So in our syllabus we have while and for. Okay, for pseudocode flowchart we use while, but when we go for coding we can use for. So what is the difference between while and for? Later I will explain this topic. Okay, do while not covered in metric syllabus, and if you want to learn by yourself, it's very good. You can go through first. You can go and do search for the information about do and while also, but it's not included in metric syllabus. The last one is jump statement, break and continue. So this one is very important when you do coding, but not also covered in metric syllabus. So no need to worry about that. If you want to learn, it's very good. But if you unable to master the break and continue also, never mind, because it's not covered in metric syllabus. Sequence control structure. So Java program using sequence structure consists a series of Java statements that will be executed sequentially from start to end a program. It will not involve any selection or repetition. Statements such as if else if, while or for. Okay, means sequence means that you follow a start until you end the task. So you didn't have any selection or you didn't have any looping happen in sequence control structure. So what about basic Java statement? Sequence program involve input, output and assignment. Okay, so a semicolon, which is known as the statement terminator, must be written at the end of each Java statement. Means that when you do one statement, you must end with semicolon. It's a compulsory for Java statement. Okay, now we try to change our pseudocode to a coding, a Java code. So when you start a coding, and so you start with the left braces, and when we stop, we'll stop with the right braces. A statement or any block statement. Okay, input num1, num2 and num3. So num1, we assume that you initialize in as a scanner. So in dot next in next int means the input num1 is a integer. So then num2 also integer, num3 also integer. So you already input three values: num1 in next in, okay, we have parenthesis, num2 in next in parenthesis, num3 in next in parenthesis. Then we have sum equals to num1 plus num2 plus num3, average sum equals sum divide by 3. So then you system.out.print is your output sum, and one more output is average. So system.out.print average. So when you do this coding, you will have output as in one line, because there are no print line or new line character so involved in this coding. So you will get sum, average besides. Okay, this is a full coding for the pseudocode we just go through just now. So public static void main, you assume as your scanner is scanner in equal to new scanner system.in. So you have to import java.util.scanner as first statement. Then you go for class average, your name of your class name class start with first letter, capital letter, and int num1. So assume that you declare the num1 first before you use Okay, int num1. So before you start, your num1 is 0, num2 is 0, num3 is 0, and you sum also you can write down 0 or average 0, is up to you, you want to declare or not. So after that we input the first value num, second value num. So means that you insert your third three value num1, num2, num3, then we go for sum. So then you find the average and then you print out your sum and your average. So now we go for the second pseudocode. Input original price. When you change the coding, it become price equals to in. So we assume that your scanner is in. Next double. Why next double? Because we assume the price are in decimal format. Next double parenthesis semicolon. So your D must be capital letter. Okay. Next double. Next after that the D will be capital letter. So you input the value for price. Then you try to find the discount 0.15. So 15% you cannot use 15% in Java coding. You have to use 15 over 100 or directly you convert to 0.15 is easier for you, times with price. Sale equal to price minus discount. Okay. Then system.out.print discount, system.out.print sale. So let me see the full coding. The full coding is scanner in is scanner, so double price, double discount and double sale, all we declare to double double floating point. Your price in next double, then you find the calculation for discount. If you from this coding you can see that every statement, Java statement end up with semicolon. Okay, now we move on to selection control structure. So there are three structures involved in selection. First is single selection, second is a dual selection, third one is a multiple selection. So what is selection? Selection is a structure that will be execute certain statement based on a certain condition. Okay, single selection if, dual selection if else, multiple selection nested if, or if else if. You have a multiple else if in your statement. Okay, this is a selection control structure Java statement. Okay, single selection. If your mark more than 40, then you print out system.out.print pass. So the word pass will come out as a output. Okay, then semicolon. So dual selection means if your marks is more than 40, you print out something, else you print out one more thing. That's the difference between single and dual. Okay. Then if you go for multiple selection, if your number more than 0, you print positive, else if number less than 0, you print negative. As last statement stop with else. When you have else if, you must have condition beside. When you have only else, so you no need to write down any condition beside. So that's the difference between else if and else. Okay, this is a general format for if statement. If, then you have a condition, then the second line you write down the statement, end up with semicolon. Is it using statement? Okay. For example, we have a question. You have to accept student marks if the mark is greater than 40, print the message pass. Start, stop, input mark. If mark more than 40, print pass, and if and stop. Okay, this is a coding for that. Okay, if the mark is more than 40, condition. This is some of the things that you must know about selection. Okay, condition. If the statement must be write down in bracket. Okay, no semicolon. After that, you must start with left braces if you want. Then okay, then we continue with the second question. Let's see first. Okay, come again this one. Okay, if you see after mark more than 40, you must have braces. Is wrong when you write down semicolon after the condition. You must have left braces, system.out.print pass. Okay, then you have the semicolon. This one is very important when you write down a selection control structure. Okay, so now we change the question to pseudo code. So I know you already have the experience on pseudo code, so just go through first. This is the example of pseudo code. So how you change the pseudo code to coding? If hour more than 40, you have to write down braces. So if possible, please write down left braces and right braces for Java statement that have more than one condition. Okay, if hour more than 40, left braces, then you will see your statement. After you finish your statement, left right braces. So means that all your statement will be in one block statement, means that your if hour is more than 40 will be at one particular block. So means that so there is no chance you to override or your data will be moved forward to if else statement. Okay, next we go for third one. Calculate area of circle when a radius is greater than 0 and display the area. Okay, you input your radius. If radius more than 0, then find the value, then you print the area, and if n. So when you go for coding, so we have left braces and right braces. You try to complete it. If a radius is more than 0, area 3.142 times radius system dot out print area. So you must start with left braces and you must end with the red color left braces. It shows that you start your statement with left braces, means that after your condition you will left braces, and after you start finish this one also you have right braces out there. Okay, this one is a general format for if else statement. If your condition the first statement, else is a condition for second. This one is a dual selection. You have if and else. When else you didn't have any condition beside that. Okay, if for example begin and if mark more than 40 you print pass, else you print fail and if. Okay, public static void main, double mark is 41. If your marks is more than 40, so you print pass. So the output will be print pass because your mark is more than 40, right? Okay. Okay, next example. So just go through first. So first number is bigger, so you will print first number is bigger, else you will print second number is bigger, and if. So how to change it? So we change to coding. So first number num1 is greater than num2, so we will print num1 is bigger, else you will print num2 is bigger. For this statement it didn't have any input variables from the user, so you already declared that double num1 is 40, num2 is 14. Okay, can you find the errors in this Java coding? This one supposed to be have integer, not double. So your variable declaration is very important. When you go for num1 equals to when you go for num1 equals to 41, you have to see the num1 is actually is an integer because 41 is an integer. So please use integer instead of you use double for this case. So you change when you have the coding. If you have the notes you already download, so please use change the double to integer. Okay, then we go for else statement. One more questions. So if radius is more than 0, you do one first statement print area, else you do the second statement and if. So and if in the pseudocode will be represented by the right braces in the coding. You see, and if we didn't have an if in your coding, please don't write an if in your coding. So just replace with right braces. So if radius is more than 0, area equals to 3.142 times with radius times with radius. So system dot out print area, else system dot out print invalid radius. So summary for this one is if condition no semicolon, else condition no semicolon, and else condition didn't have any condition beside it. Else didn't have any condition. So you have to memorize, or you have to understand that if must have condition beside, else didn't have any condition beside. So if else you cannot write down semicolon. If you want to write down also you can use right braces, left braces, and finish the statement with the right braces. So I think that's all for sequence and selection. After this we will continue with the looping. So this one is the, so never mind, we have one more thing also, if else if. Okay, if else if else. So it's a multiple selection. So sorry, we didn't focus on multiple selection before this is right. So just go focus on if else. Okay, if condition 1 statement 1, else if condition 2 statement 2, else condition 3 statement 3. Okay, this is the example of pseudocode. Create a program to accept a number from user and to determine whether the number is positive, negative or 0. Begin and input number. If number 1 is more than 0, print positive, else if number 1 is smaller than 0, print negative, else print 0 for the last one. Okay, this is the coding. If number is more than 0, system dot out print positive, else if number is less than 0, you print negative, else you will print 0. Okay, one more example. If code 1 you print degree in multimedia, code 2 you will print degree in networking, code 3 you will print degree in robotic. Okay, begin and if code equal, why we have double equal? Because in any condition, even though it's a if or for or while, whenever equal symbol, you must write down twice. So if code equal 1, print degree in multimedia, else if code equal 2, print degree in networking, else if code equal 3, you print robotics. Okay, then you stop. In this case you didn't see any else statement. If you want to write down else, can, but the statement after the else you just leave it empty, so no need to write down anything inside that. Okay, code double quote 1, so it's supposed to be not double quote, it's a integer code 1. Okay, integer code 1, int code 1. If code equal 1, system dot out print degree in multimedia, else if code equal 2, system dot out print degree in networking, else if code equal 3, you system dot out print robotics. Okay, so there is no else statement in this condition. If you want to write down else also can, just leave it empty. Okay, so for repetition or looping, we'll continue in a part 2. I think that's all for today. Do have a nice day. Thank you.